Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, TAMI Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey. We're going to start with a little silence and some sun code activations. It's very, very quiet. Nimara orukun bera chera kul merador. Biak and ere ponchete kurbiki. Nandiara harkir onchantaraka. Sha more gertutu mache. Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to this Bringers of the Light Hangout for December 2025, or whenever you stumble across this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing today? And the guys are like, just show up. So here we are. We're just showing up. I don't know why I have this camera angle thing going on. I don't know what I'm doing with this. Anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome. Before we get started, since we're just showing up, let me make sure I wrap us all in love light and light love. Inviting the guides who overlight TLC for the soul, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians, and any of my TLC for the soul guides who would like to play with us on this little energy hangout adventure that we've got going on right now. We are recording this on Friday, I forget the date, 19th, I think, which is the new moon in Sagittarius. So I guess there's a lot of there is a lot of fun, playful energy around, and hopefully that will be imbibed into this show no matter when you watch it or listen to it. So much has been going on. Look, I had to get a new microphone because my Rode, I'm like, I'm not buying expensive equipment anymore. My Rode mic wireless, which was expensive, just the clip broke and something else broke, and I was like, what the? And so I just went and got this little. This is kind of cool. Actually, for anybody who wants to be working on your own channel, this is like a 2-pack of microphones on Amazon, and it was only $19.99, and I was testing it with the whispering and the stuff that I do for the almost daily shorts that I post sometimes on. I don't post them every day, but I'm like a pop-up shop. You catch me when I'm posting. This is bugging me a lot. I don't know why. I want all these things in the background. I think that's why. I want that, and I want this. It's like I got to go back further. Anyway, this is beside the point. It's perfectionism. Gotta work on that. See? Okay, off topic again. Off topic. So anyway, I bought this, and now I actually think the sound quality is just as good or maybe even better than the super expensive one. So maybe resourcefulness is coming up for this month ahead, and divine resources, and paying attention to your resources. Obviously it's a holiday season, and I did feel like that, every time December rolls around, right? We get into this collective consciousness of the whole, holiday season. And you have to kind of be a little bit careful there with your resources. And they keep saying bring up tithing, so I'm like, make sure you're due. We're all about on the channel here about making sure that you are positioning yourself for your ultimate this lifetime. And if you realize that you are a soul in spiritual form. My teachers are coming in now, Master Coho, Master Hit, Grandmaster Joa. Your soul, part of what I'm supposed to be doing is passing on the teachings that have not, pass on the teachings, the pranic healing teachings, and not just the pranic healing teachings, but they're coming down from various lineages and various ascended masters. But you are realizing that you are a soul in a physical form, then you should be thinking beyond this lifetime. You should be thinking about this lifetime, but you should be thinking about, hey, it seems like I keep coming back here. Here, who knows where here might be. It could be Earth, it could be Earth, or it could be somewhere else. But wherever it is, you want that good, fast prana karma. You want good karma to be with you in all of your lifetimes. And one of the things you do have control over in this lifetime, right now, in this moment, is how you are thinking about the future, how you are doing things in this moment right now. They're saying this is like a PSA to shine on and to create positive karma. I don't know why there's this like reflection off my phone outside. It's kind of, it's back to shiny things again. The weather's really been crazy the past couple of days. So anyway, make sure you're tithing. I want to kind of bump up the reflections like shining in my eyes. Make sure you're tithing. Make sure you're doing what you can to create positive karma, being of divine service, just being kind to somebody, showing kindness, doing our Christ consciousness, stuff. Oh, the sun is getting really bright right now. Woo! Doing our Christ consciousness stuff, not engaging with people that want to engage with you, because who knows what could be going on around you. We don't know, like, we don't want to know. We don't need to know what's going on in everybody's energy field that's here. The guides give me the collective energy that we're talking to. That's all my bringers of the light out there that watch TLC for the soul. And then those are the messages I need to pass on to you, friends. Okay. So make those things a priority. Make that a priority this month, is pull yourself out of the collective consciousness and the holiday season a little bit. I mean, it is fun to play in the holiday season, but pull yourself out a little bit and think beyond that. They just keep wanting to say my karma, because we don't know what our karmic bank is like. I thought at one point I kind of had a gist of it, but maybe I was mistaken. Maybe, I don't know, we never know. So I think we always have to, and maybe that's on purpose, so that you will keep on striving to create positive karma, because it's not your past that creates your future. It's your now moments and the things that you're doing and thinking about in this now. So PSA announcement complete. And look, I'm cuddling up. Look at this blanket. Okay, this is so fluffy and fun. I don't know why I'm talking about purchases again, because I bought this electric blanket. Oh, because it's so cold here, and we've already been having January weather. I don't even know what the wind chill is today, but yesterday it was like negative 20 Fahrenheit wind chill. Me and the dog could only go out for a few minutes because she's like, I don't have enough. When the wind gets too snarky or snarly, she cannot handle it. She had to come in. Oh yeah, it's 13 degrees, feels like -8, but we're supposed to be climbing back up to 32 because these are south winds. And that was a show I wanted to do, is to meet the winds, because winds around here, I'm in North Dakota, it's all about the prairie land or whatever, but the winds are just so crazy. I don't know. I don't want to give them an adjective, but the winds out here can just be something else. And so here's another thing. I've been like talking to the winds, like, what do you need? What do you want from us here? Are you snarly and fierce on purpose? What is the reason for the wind? Where does where does it come from? Oh, where does it come from? Why does it have to be so ears and damaging at times. I don't understand, right? Everybody's got their own reason behind, what it could be and why and all that. And I didn't really care about that part of it. Like it's, global stuff or whatever we're doing to the planet. I kind of wanted to understand I wanted to like meet the winds, like the south wind, the north wind, the west wind, the east wind. Like, who are you? What is your purpose? Why are you doing what you do? And so maybe that's just a quick little segment we could do, like a little focus on. I just like blanket. It's not plugged in right now, but let me tell you, at night, this was another awesome purchase. It's got a 5-year warranty. It's got a 5-year warranty for a blanket. I was like, hey, can't beat that. See, now I don't like this. All right, come down a little bit. That way we can see all my friends. We can see the salmon of knowledge. All right, let's see. Winds. So let's just talk to a wind. Let's just a wind. Let's just talk to a wind. So I was actually have to pay attention to my timer on my phone because I'm cooking some stuff in the oven. It was really funny because I was like, what do I eat? And the vegetables were all talking to me like, eat us. Make us into this pot roast dish. So I was downstairs and I was like, wrap the potato was like, wrap me up in some foil and have some fun. Put these other I was like, are you just gonna go in the oven by yourself? And the potato was like, no, I want to go in there with other beings. And so I was like, but I don't have anything to put in there with you. And they're like, yes you do, look around. And so I found it. I ended up making this whole cool like I did the potato and put all these different like vegetables and all these spices and stuff, and I put the thing and I baked it. And so the potato was like, all right, you're gonna put me in your stomach. So it was crazy. It was actually pretty crazy. Okay, I'm going to talk to the south winds just for a minute, right? Because the south winds are blowing in strong. Yesterday, it was northwest winds and it blew some pieces off my house. I was very sad. I was like, stop blowing pieces off my house. So I found siding laying in the front yard. I had to go pick it up and I'm like, well, I guess I'll save this for a template because I'm trying to be redoing. The stick gables is interesting, but it needs siding. It's a long story. I don't want to diatribe, but it needs siding on 2 sides. So when I bought it, I didn't, never mind, just forget it. But it just needs siding on 2 sides only for whatever strange reason. All right. I want to meet the south winds. So south winds are blowing today. They're blowing really strong, 36-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I'm supposed to drive. It was snowing a few minutes ago. I'm supposed to drive to Fargo, but I don't really like driving in those big wind gusts because that Fargo is an east to west drive, and south winds or north winds, which is typically what's blowing strong, are going to cut across my car. And I was like, boo, why does it have to be blowing so strong? Why? So let's just talk a minute. I'll just grab one of these high vibe cards and just we'll talk to the south wind for a minute. It's like a what is that? Like a dating game. Let's bring in Mr. Southwind and find out. It would be crazy if this wasn't recording. And find out like who's Mr. Southwind? And why am I assuming it's a masculine energy? I don't know. South is usually fire, the direction on the medicine wheel of the fire. That's how I see it anyway. Maybe it is a masculine energy. So let's see. Let's just see. Who's the south wind? I'm going to just ask 3 questions of the south wind. How do you want to show yourself in a calling card? Well, south is also, yeah, it's coming in with the card of manifest. So I do see the direction of south on the medicine wheel is like a fiery energy, maybe ruled by the fire. The south is like a creative energy. But Mr. or Miss Southwind, it's not fiery and creative. Why? Why? I want to just check in. I'm going to do some light language. I want to do some wolf light language as an activation for us here in a minute. But I want to do this for a while. So when the guys are like, just show up, they're like, you're getting to do your bucket list of all the things I said I wanted to do for these energy hangouts. And I don't know, I think I was waiting for my microphones to come because I didn't have a way to, the sound would have been, have a thing about good audio. I want good audio. All right, south winds. Let's see if they'll even come talk to us. I don't know. They seem kind of nebulous to me in a way. Who am I talking? Like, who am I talking to? What South Wind spirits? Who are you? What do you want us to know about you? Okay, give us 3 words to describe South Winds. Do, 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 do. Meet the South Winds. Welcome in, South Winds. Come on in, sit down. Talk to us here on this late night radio show. South Winds, 3 words. They're gonna say we're snarky. Uh, snarky and snarly. No, South Wind. Okay, they're saying over the top, creative, and zealous. Oh, what does zealous mean? What does the word zealous? Is that even a word? Hold on, I want to look. Zealous. Just let me look this up real quick. Indulge me with my wordplay. Showing great energy or enthusiasm in pursuit of a cause or objective. Zealous. Okay, you're zealous. The south winds are zealous. So think about this in your own area. Like, we don't, this is what I'm saying, like, pull yourself out of like what's going on in the 3D world a little bit. And like, don't you ever wonder, like, what's the wind doing? Okay, what's the weather doing? What are the weather spirits doing? And they like this too, because I did ask them the other day. I'm like, weather spirits, what do you need from us? Because, I don't want dangerous weather like hurting beings and hurting people. And it's like, is there any way we can help quell some of this like over the top, weather stuff that happens? Like here we had a freaking blizzard yesterday. It wasn't even snow. The wind gusts were like 50 to 60 miles per hour, blowing my house. It was so cold. And I was like, do you have to be doing that? So when I asked the winds, like, and the wind spirits, like, well, what do you want from us? They're like, just like recognize that we're here. Just they want people to still like acknowledge that they are there and they have a purpose too. And I don't understand, like, I don't know if like the snarliness or whatever they're saying is like something to just get our attention or what. Like, look at us, we're still here. We're working for you too. So you've got manifest. So I don't know about you, but like in the South, when I think of the South, because I'm up here in upper north, and where am I? Freaking Midwest. I'm right up by Canada. But when I think the South, for me, the South is always like warm air energy, like it's coming up from the South, like Florida and Texas, and the tropics. That's what I think about. And when I think of tropics, I think like, oh yeah, it's warm and cozy and it's peaceful. Like when there's not like major wind blowing from the south, it's like warm and pleasurable and could be like, I guess that warm air could make you feel like you want to go take off your shoes and walk outside in the grass. And it's like a summer, right? Like a summer vibe to south winds. So if I'm talking to south wind spirits, again, welcome. Thank you for showing up for us. Do uh what do you say your purpose is as wind spirits with south winds? What is your purpose? To what? Yeah, they're saying kind of some of the same things, like to make people take notice. But you're a wind coming from the south, so what are we taking notice of? Oh, a sense of adventure. Okay, so when you're in your calm, peaceful state, you're just blowing a little south wind breeze. You want to instill like a sense of adventure in beings. It's not necessarily just human beings, but since we're talking, well, we're not just talking to human beings on this channel either. So who knows who could be tuning in, right? This could be anybody. It could be any being that wants to tune into TLC for the soul. But what do you want those beings to know? You want to do, like the south wind is a wind of adventurous spirits and global consciousness, and Yeah, taking advantage of the time that you have on the planet. And so when there was a little south wind blowing, it's warm. Usually I say it's like warm and comforting, and it might invite you to go on some adventure somewhere. So I always pay attention to the direction of the winds. I like to know what direction the wind is coming from, because sometimes it affects my travel, my commuting back and forth. Because around here, because there is so much prairie land, the winds just like come in so strong, and I don't know if it's on purpose. South wind spirits like that, it's just so really overpowering at times. And it's coming over like flatlands, a lot of like, what is that, like pastures and prairie lands and farmland. But it's bumping up against structures and stuff where we're like, please keep us safe. Yes, I was praying like, please keep my house safe. um and so as you're what would you say you're doing when you're coming in like super strong like this, like 30, 40, 50 mile wind gusts? What's going on here? Is it you, or is it just a combination of things? Okay, so they're like, it's coming in strong. The overall effect is to clear clear a path. That they're working with, they're showing me like a wind map, which I think our weather channel apps and stuff have like this little wind map. And they're saying all the wind spirits have this purpose of clearing away draws and clearing away lower energy. So they're helping to purify the planet. Like whenever collective energy gets too dense in a certain area, this makes total sense to me. I don't know about y'all, but the winds come in and help try to disperse it a little bit. But then that action of dispersing lower energy bumps up against the other reaction of, hot air, cold air, and and they're saying it's not always the wind's fault that it's so destructive or whatever, that we might blame the wind and the other elements for being so quote unquote destructive or dangerous. But they're saying sometimes it is a result of oh, it is a result of like human nature, because they're blowing away collective, dense collective energy. Oh my God, I never realized this. This is crazy. They're blowing away dense collective energy, and in order to break it up, it's carried on the wind. And so you've got, oh my God, they're giving me so many shells. And so you've got a lot of like terse, lower vibrational shadow thought forms and things that are part of a collective consciousness of a certain area, and the wind is trying to disperse that. So when it comes through, some of those lower energies like anger and rage and all of that are fueling the wind to be really super strong. And so the wind is kind of like, it's not always our fault. We're here to help, but we are, in a sense, reacting to and being, the velocity or whatever is determined by um, the ability they want to like really break up these lower energies. But at the same time, the lower energies kind of like are pushing them to react. Oh, that's crazy. Who would have thought that? That is insane. I never would have thought that. All right, let me just see if the south winds have anything else they want to share with us. They want me to draw one more card. Oh, about what you can do. What you can do. Divine masculine. So what is this? What you can do to honor the south winds? Because we're talking to south wind spirits, or any wind, they're saying, or any wind spirit. But we had a little bit of a glitch there. My timer went off. I gotta go check my oven in a minute. But we got a divine masculine card with the wind is saying, what can you do to honor the winds, any wind, no matter what direction it's coming from? And the divine masculine card came up with like dolphins with a heart like swimming. What does that mean? How could we honor you? There's a wind map. Oh, well, there's many different things because these little lines that are going through this card, and I know if you're listening, you can't see them, but if you look at a wind map, like on your app, of your weather app, you can kind of see the lines on the wind map, and it is going straight through the heart of the dolphin. So I think it's like, don't forget we're around and we're here to help too. And I do think just like fairies want like little offerings, I don't do it every day, but I made like a little altar in a little area in my house that just feels right to me, and I use it as like a spirit plate offering for the spirits friends that are around Mystic Gables and her lands that help me to keep this place high vibe, because this place is being used as a divine channel to I've imbued it with the qualities of being like a living crystal, and so it has a lot of stuff, a lot of intention set to send energy, ascension frequencies and light codes and Lemurian light codes and all of that up and out to all beings at a radius of 5 miles all around, is what they told me. So making a little altar and honoring some of these little kind of spirits that we forget about. And I think the indigenous people all over the place continue to do that. And we get caught up, we tend to forget that. Myself included, I just tend to forget it. I'm just like, oh, the wind, why are you so dangerous? And I don't really think about it. And then I was like, wait, everything's energy. And there's all these wind spirits out there. And we should be honoring our planet in such a way too. So tithing, honoring the ethereal, the things you can't see, sending love, maybe building them a little altar for, it doesn't have to be forever, maybe it's just a day or a weekend or whatever, and you put up the altar for the honor the wind spirits, and then tomorrow maybe it's something else, who knows. All right, I'm gonna go down and check my food in a little bit, but let's see, they want me to do, I'm gonna try the wolf light language. There's other things going on the channel. Hopefully you're taking advantage of all the stuff that we've got to offer here. This is our 8th year as TLC for the Soul on YouTube, on the podcast, and we're only really on Instagram, social media. And so we both trying to post almost daily shorts. So look there. There are tons of playlists on YouTube. I have ran up against things that I'm like, what? I forgot this was out there. So many resources for you to use. I tell you to always use Instagram and use YouTube and the podcast like an oracle card. Just ask your guides, like, what do I most need in this now? Pull up my video list and wherever you're at, close your eyes, scroll your finger, put your finger down, and you will get the message you need in this now. There's a whole ton of light language on this channel. I've totally been doing it for the past 8 years. So there's whale light language. There's a really good whale light language. And I try to, like, that's the other thing I try to do is post the archive link to an archive video every now and then. I'll run across like an old one. I'll be like, oh, this is such a good one. This is a TLC favorite. I have a playlist of TLC favorites. And so, I'll post like on the community posts in YouTube. I don't think anybody ever looks there, or maybe it doesn't come up in your feed or whatever, but on the community posts in YouTube, I've got my Sally Lou Who. I'm gonna my Sally Lou Who hair. Um, the community posts on YouTube, I post pertinent things I think will be of interest to y'all. Night Bites is a series I started right now. We're looking at we're working with Dark Matters, which is the other side of the Bringers of the Light headquarters, based out of all these places, Tessalog. It's the Dark Matters. It's the Dark Shadows agents. And I want to focus on that. I mean, I want to talk about that. And so on Night Bites, we've been following another bunch of spirit friends. This is Claudius and the West End Coven. He's a master vampire out of our sister city, Oakwood. That's a sister city to our Chumasha, which is part of my Kyanite Fairy Wing book series. Claudius and the West End Coven does not have a book series, but they might have something soon. I don't know. All of my ebooks are free to read. anywhere you can find ebooks. I've got a ton of ebooks out there, and they are all written with the intention of helping you get what you most need in this now. Again, use them just like oracles. You can use them as just fun stories, fun books to read, or you can look for the deeper meanings and metaphors of things, which is what I'm going to do in this month's Night Bites. I have a story with Claudius, the West End Coven, called the Christmas Kringles, I think, or something. And I think what I'm going to start doing with those is we're going to read this story. It's usually 3 chapters long as an audiobook. And then I think at the end, if you want to stick around and go deeper into the metaphors, I'm going to start doing that again as well, because there's a lot of metaphors in this month's story for the divine masculine, as Claudius is being called to by his twin heart vampire girl to do something completely out of his comfort zone. And those stories can get a little dark, a little sensual, a little erotic, a little sexy. We just take it right to the limit, right to the limits of being, in my comfort zone of where I want my work to be in terms of the quality and the high vibiness of the work I want to present to everybody as TLC for the soul. So without further ado, and so I can go get my little potato family out of the oven, let me just see what the whale, no, not whale. Maybe I'm supposed to be doing whale. Let me see what's going to come through. I want to do wolf, but maybe they want me to do whale, or maybe we're doing a little bit of both. This is a light language activation, Topo Gijo. What is this light language activation going to be for? The inner child. Okay, of course, if you couldn't have told by now, it's going crazy over here. Like inner child fun. Inner child fun. All right. So just relax and sit back for a moment. This light language is meant to invoke your inner child fun. Life just doesn't have to be so serious all the time. Maybe there's dolphin light language in here too. Let's take a deep breath together. You will get the most out of this light language if you're sitting still. But since I can't control that, you can accept it however you want. Janda arkite iri madnilla la tu. Nerketilitu nyanchunha. Rako or amenena katakatana nakateta ochachana brakateta. Kirili pulin nudia de lanjera to kokota. Let's take a deep breath into our heart space. Nyan kara artete enya hana kandara tatina Take a deep breath into your heart space and lift that breath slowly up, up, up to your crown. Lift that loving energy up to your crown and stay on your crown chakra in receptive mode. Nindiara ir akachurmanakirati. This is dragon fire to purify and cleanse. So we're doing healing at the same time. That's dolphin light language. They want me to laugh like a dolphin. I'm like, no. Playful pup coming in. Some wolf light language. I've never done wolf light language before. Oh, my throat is going to need something to drink. Hold on. Wolf light language. I'm kind of doing some shape shifting at the same time. Just pretend you're like a playful wolf pup. Woohoo! And then okay, we got some creative like who's coming in. My tongue can't move fast. Boop boop a doop. Boop boop a doop. All right. Anything else? All right, that's good enough. That's more than enough. That's more than you'll need. They say that's more than you'll need. Get you going. All right, friends. And on a final note, is there anything else we want our friends to know before we sign off? I just saw 12, 12, 12, 12 is long past. One last card. It's this one. Ah, earth and air. Again with the air. Again with the wind spirits. I don't know. The other card that came out was Dolphin Baby. Kind of wanted to come out at the same time. Dolphin Baby and Earth and Air. All right, kids. I'm going to go check my friends in the oven, and I will catch y'all again. Here are the Astrals at TLC for the Soul with Night Bites. I think is what's going to be next. So stay tuned for that. We will see you all again soon. Take care. Forever Friends Tessa Locke supports friendships of all nations, races, and magical ethnicities. We donate friendship baskets to anyone wanting to meet with their friend and have a cozy get-together. Forever Friends Tessa Locke, here to support all your friendship needs.